Hey everyone, and welcome to Wild World of Mixed Martial Arts, where Henry Cejudo is busy predicting his next excuse, Max Holloway is facing a fan who thinks he's a fighter, Irene Aldana is treating a forehead gash like it's a paper cut, and Sean O'Malley's headed for hip surgery with plenty of time to rethink his next hairstyle. Let's dive in. This week's drama is just getting started. Henry Cejudo wasn't impressed with Merab Dvalishvili's performance at UFC 306. Despite Dvalishvili dominating Sean O'Malley at UFC 306 at the Sphere to become the new bantamweight champion, Cejudo wasn't impressed by what he saw. Instead, his main takeaway was that Dvalishvili didn't look all that impressive, and he believes had he not been injured in his fight against the Georgian, he would have won. I predicted these things. Sean is not accustomed to going 5 rounds. He is not accustomed to people on his legs, and I just felt like I still go back and say, hey, that fight with Aljamain Sterling, that was a fluke too. Aljamain was still in that fight, and people thought I was just hating. No, I've been in there with Merab. I did a whole lot better than Sean did when I fought Merab. I mean, I took down Merab. Like, Merab is lucky that I had that groin injury. Merab was lucky that I was hurt in that fight. Henry Cejudo loves to remind us how he's always predicting these things as if he's Mystic Mac. Funny how he can predict everything except the part where he loses and blames his groin. Maybe next time he should predict a healthy fight camp. Max Holloway has never had much use for trash talk during his career, and that includes opponents trying desperately to lure him into a war of words before a fight. The latest example is featherweight champion Ilia Topuria taking shots at Holloway ahead of their main event fight at UFC 308 in October. Ilia has effectively called Holloway an easy fight and promised that he's going to be the first person to put the Holloway away by knockout, even predicting an early finish if they start trading bombs in the opening round. For his part, Holloway thinks that Topuria is talking a good game, but in reality, Topuria is actually just an admirer of his work. After the UFC 300 moment, the camera's on him, and the dude is just, he's him, he's himself, he's an odd fella, I would say. I just noticed yesterday some people were tagging me on Twitter that he commented on one of my Instagram posts saying, "Let's go Max." I think he's a fan of me. If anything, Holloway hopes he keeps that same energy when they actually meet in the cage, because that's going to serve as the ultimate proving ground rather than verbally sparring with each other in some kind of half-assed shouting contest. It looks like Ilia Topuria is out here running his mouth like he's the new McGregor, but the only thing he's managed to knock out is his grip on reality. Maybe he should focus on holding a belt before he starts holding the microphone, because right now, his talk is as empty as his title defenses. Irene Aldana has released a statement after enduring one of the most gnarly cuts seen in combat sports. Aldana shared the Octagon with Norma Dumont at UFC 306 this past Saturday night. Not only did Aldana fall short via unanimous decision, but she also suffered a huge gash on her forehead. If anything, one can't deny the toughness of the 23-fight veteran who is already looking forward to getting back to business. Aldana might be feeling the effects of Noche UFC, but the deep wound might as well just be a scratch for the ex-title challenger. In a post on her Instagram account, Irene Aldana provided an update on how she's feeling after being battered at UFC 306. Another day at the office. It was amazing to be a part of this Noche UFC event. I'm doing great. Thank you all for your support and love. Off to recover and ready for the next one. Irene endures a brutal cut and is eager for the next fight, but some guys argue women's fights are boring. Funny coming from those whose adrenaline spikes only when their video game controller batteries die. Sean O'Malley is looking at an extended layoff from competition as the former champ is scheduled to undergo hip surgery early next month. O'Malley suffered a torn labrum in his hip 10 weeks ago, but managed the injury through a fight camp to take on Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 306 on Saturday in Las Vegas. O'Malley lost his bantamweight title to Merab via unanimous decision. He will undergo surgery during the first week of October and said his Octagon return could be delayed to anywhere from 6 months to 1 year. I have surgery on October 3rd. I tore my left labrum in my hip. That's the only reason I'm going to be out for so long. This surgery should only take 2 months to come back from, then a couple months recovery. A year is a long time. Could be 6 to 8 months. You never know. In the immediate aftermath of his loss, O'Malley has already been called out by the likes of bantamweight contenders Corey Sandhagen and Henry Cejudo. Dvalishvili, meanwhile, will likely face undefeated challenger Umar in his first title defense, although the UFC has not announced that, and Dvalishvili said he would prefer a fight against former flyweight champion Davison Figueiredo. A year on the sidelines for Sean O'Malley after surgery? At least he won't have to worry about defending the belt, or defending takedowns for that matter. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the chaos, hit that like button. If you didn't, just pretend it was a split decision. See you next time, where the drama never ends, and neither do the excuses.